right, so there it is. Jordan Rosario wins the unanimous decision. The knockdown makes the difference. You get the 38-37. There's that 1 point right there with that knockdown.
Yep. And like I said, you couldn't have been surprised either way. If it had went the other way, hey, my hat would have been off to him. It was still an even good fight. You know, it was close. So that's the difference is the knockdown saved the fight. You know, it made it more in Rosario's favor, you know, because anything could happen.
All right. So we got a great night of fights coming ahead. Again, we have Michael Williams Jr. fighting for the WBF belt. And tonight, the WBF gold title fight is brought to you by Chad at Chowie's Jewelry. You cannot get a piece of jewelry cheaper anywhere. Custom, made pendants and rings to engagement rings. www.chadwicksjewelry.net or on Facebook at Chadwick's Jewelry. That's Chadwick's Jewelry.
I spoke with Chad earlier. He does good work. He does all of his stuff himself, so he doesn't have any overhead. So that's the reason he's able to bring you such nice prices and do the things that he needs to do to make sure you're a satisfied customer. So come on and see Chad down in Fayetteville.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. We're going to turn it over to Bruce Foster for a couple minutes while we get some hydration. All this talking you're doing, Donnell, we're just going to take a quick break. All right, here we go. Third fight of the night, we have Giovanni Dixon versus Kwame Benson. Dixon is in the red shorts with the rival. And Benson in red shorts with white trim in title gear.
We've had good.
Good
right hand.
Right hand early.
Good
from
knockdown.
Dixon drops Benson.
And let me explain something to the people listening. A knockdown in boxing doesn't mean you're going to be flat on your back. A knockdown is any time you hit anywhere in the body that's a legal blow, and it causes 3 points of contact, whether that be a hand and 2 feet, a knee and 2 feet. And so it was a knockdown, a legit knockdown.
All right, this is a heavyweight battle.
They're getting it
so
on.
So far,
buddy.
they're just throwing. Oh!
Ooh.
Benson's coming back, lands a right hand.
Good body shots,
but
good
Dixon
body work.
Is digging in. They're just throwing. This is a heavyweight fight.
Interesting to see what's going to happen after this first round if both of these guys are in shape to maintain 4 rounds of fighting like this at this pace.
You know, Benson is a former college football player at Greensboro College. So interesting to see if his athletic ability can overcome this. You know, one of the things he said is if he can get his cardio right, he feels like he can beat anybody. So we're going to find out real fast how good his cardio is.
Right at this moment, both guys are both flat-footed, wide-legged, digging in. They're not trying to take a step back, but they're just getting it on. They're good body shots. That's good body work, man. I mean, for both inexperienced guys, that's good body work. Uh-oh, I see the pace starting to slow down. I see a little Mayweather coming out of there. Benson using a little Mayweather move, giving him that shoulder, putting that elbow out there.
Shoulder, there you go.
And now he's rolling off of it. And the thing about a fight like this, he walked right into another good right hand, another one. But the thing about it is he's not using any energy, you know, so he's fresh. So after this round, Benson may be in trouble. And see, now it's a little bit slow in the action now.
Yeah, Dixon is just firing. Dixon is digging in and just firing. Benson, like you said, is absorbing the punches, rolling with the punches, turning his shoulder. He just landed 2 short right hands.
What it's going to come down to, does Benson know any other style other than this? Because if not, after this round, Dixon's going to be fresh.
I mean, they're just pinned on the ropes. Dixon just throwing. Dixon actually got caught right there and backed off. Kwame backs him off. Benson caught him twice. Benson is landing right hand after right hand. He's got him wobbling. He might have him.
He got him. If he can
Dixon's hanging in there. Dixon's still throwing. Big right hand. Another right hand.
Good shot. And he's...
they make it out of the round. What a round.
See, the thing about it is now we're going to find out if Dixon can fight another fight. Because if that's all he knows to do, Benson is fresh. Benson took some punishment. He got dropped. He took some solid shots, but he didn't export any energy.
Right.
So the thing now is, what is Dixon going to be able to do coming off that stool when he's through everything except for the kitchen sink? So now, and look, Benson is not even sitting down on his stool. Benson is up and fresh. He's ready to go.
He's excited. You know what? He weathered the storm. Now we're going to see what Benson has, but really, if Dixon has a plan B.
And I just think that Benson got caught cold. He got caught stiff, shut, cold. So the thing about it, he's not hurt when he got knocked down. It was a flash knockdown. So he's fresh. He's been hit now. He's in the fight now. His mindset's in it. He's definitely not nervous now. So the thing about it now is, what's going to happen? Does Dixon have another fight plan? Because if not, if that's all he's going to do, I'm thinking this round, I'm expecting to see Benson move around, keep his distance, and knock out.
Here we go, round 2 of a heavyweight clash.
And I'm seeing more of Benson keeping his hands up this round. Benson is not just running in with his hands down. He's running in with his hand up, his guard up. He's trying to get in to make sure that he can land cleaner shots without eating everything this round. He's not running in, taking punches, just walking in. Now he's actually slowing the pace down because he's trying to set up something big. Benson is actually trying to set up a big shot now versus just running in, getting caught with shots. Good shot, good hook by Dixon.
Dixon is actually on his toes now.
He's trying to get his second win, so that's smart of him. He's trying to keep the distance so he can get his second win, but he's a little shook too still.
Ooh.
And see, Dixon was smart there. He got caught. He was smart enough to tie up, get his legs on him, and walk around, get out of trouble.
You know, Benson is trying to establish his jab, and it's setting up that right hand because he's bouncing his right hand off of Dixon's head now. Short punches inside.
What I do like that Dixon's doing, Dixon's mixing up his punches. He's jabbing to the body, he's jabbing to the chest, he's throwing to the head, he's up and down. He's not just throwing one punch. And that's what I was wondering about last round when he was just flat-footed running in. I was wondering, was he going to be able to change his game plan? And he's actually done that good this round. He's on his toes, he's boxing, and he's not just head hunting, he's jabbing to the body. He's a good movement. So far, I would give him this round because of, ring generalship. He's moving. It may not be the prettiest movement, but, hey, it's working for him.
Hey, whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
And he's avoiding a lot of punches now. And now he has Benson confused because Benson thought he would walk him down because he was tired and land big shots, which he tried to do. But now he can't seem to find him. Dixon is staying and keeping his distance on him. Good shot, good shots. He's not throwing big shots, but the movement is keeping him from getting hit.
And he's pawing that jab just enough to keep a distance and keep Benson from really attacking.
Because Benson's looking for one big shot now, which he's not going to get it by just walking in looking for one big shot.
No, he's got to cut off the ring and force Dixon into something. And
Dixon is landing a good, solid jab.
Yes.
Dixon is landing a good, solid jab.
Like you said, it's not the greatest movement. He actually looks like he's stumbling around, but he's flicking that jab out there and keeping him off of him.
That might be his style. He might be doing a little Emmanuel Augustus on us. He might be shaking it up. But clearly, to me, man, Dixon won this round beautifully by just outboxing, keeping the distance and outboxing.
That's the end of round two. Two big heavyweights going at it.
To me, Benson lost that round because he was looking for one big shot. And that's what going to cost him if he's going to try to fight the rest of the fight. If he's going to fight the remainder of the fight trying to look for one big shot, that's going to cost him. And he may end up walking into something getting stopped because Dixon was smart enough that round to use a ring, walk around, get his legs, keep his distance. And he started landing a good, clean jabs off of that.
Yeah, and Benson is really, I mean, like you said, he looks more confused now than he did in the first round. After he got dropped, he felt like he found a home with his short right hands. But then Dixon changes up his game plan, moves around, throws the jab, and Benson has no answer for that right now. We're going to see in round three whether or not he can do anything to counter that.
And that's exactly right. I'm looking at the look in Benson's face. He's shaking his head, but he's not really paying his trainer any attention. It's like he's just confused. He doesn't know what to do right now because he probably thought he could land another big shot and hurt Dixon, but it didn't work.
Here we go. Again, Dixon's going to start out with the movement in the right hand.
The one thing I like, too, that Dixon's doing, he's keeping his hand up as he's moving around jabbing. Dixon slipped a couple good shots just now. Now, see, the thing that gets me is why is a fighter, Benson, looking out in the crowd, shaking his head, talking to someone that's not his trainer?
And like you said, Benson is confused. He's probably not on top of his game. You know, he's trying to counter what's happening with Dixon. His corner's telling him something. He's not believing in what the corner says, so he's looking elsewhere for help.
And also, I like the fact, like I said earlier, that Dixon,
now, you know what?
Still mixing his shots up, though, body and head.
He's still mixing his shots, but Benson is landing to the body. But he can't sustain his attack. And like you said, Dixon is finding a way to get out of there.
And it's no secret that Dixon is exhausted. You know, he's not trying to hide that. But he's doing what's working for him, you know. He's staying outside so he can take a break. He's not going inside with that toe-to-toe. Good low blow.
Good low blow to keep him off.
Yep. And it was a good deal. He did it with the ref on the blind side. Did you notice that? I don't know if that was accident or experience.
A good veteran move either way.
Yep.
But what it did do is it bought Dixon some room so he can land a few punches. And now Benson is again trying to fight her way back inside.
It's good right hand.
Good right hand. Oh. Dixon lands 2 big hands, kind of backs Benson off. Benson's still stalking. He's not throwing, he's stalking. The success that he's had tonight for Benson is when he jabs his way in.
And I like the fact that Dixon is moving out. He's not moving straight back. He's moving at an angle.
Yep.
You know, which the fights earlier, the guy was moving straight back. That's the difference in this. Dixon's moving out at an angle. So he's not going back in the straight line where he could get followed and get countered. Dixon is exhausted, but he is letting his hands go, and he is landing good shots.
Low blow. Benson was actually warned that time for a low blow. But Benson's just taking punches. Dixon is, he throws a volume of punches, and then he moves.
And the thing I like that Dixon's doing, as an exhausted fighter, this is the kind of thing that you really can't get in condition.
Another left hand.
Yeah, he's landing
Dixon
good
is now finding his way inside and just landing whenever he wants to with that left hand.
You really can't get in condition for fighting for one fight. You do it over time as your career goes on, because it's more than just being in condition shape. You're learning to relax in the ring and do that thing. And that's what I like about Dixon is showing. Even though he's exhausted, he's maintaining his composure by moving and fighting. When he's letting his hands go, he's sucking up and he's letting it go. He's really committing to his punches.
We're going into round 4, and I know that Kwame Benson is tired, but there has to be a disadvantage of him not sitting on that stool where his opponent, who's also tired, is sitting on the stool, taking his breaths like he's supposed to, relaxing a little bit. That tension, it's got to get to you, Donnell.
Sometimes fighters feel like if you're running and you stop, that's when you feel how tired you are. Sometimes fighters have told me that they feel like if they sit down, the energy that they use to get back up, it makes them feel how tired they are, so they like to stand up. But to me, I would like to sit down and take the break.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to start round 4. Kwame Benson and Giovanni Dixon, 4th round of a heavyweight title fight.
And like I said, my hat comes off to the matchmaker to match these bouts, because so far every match has been very competitive, and these guys have went out, all the fighters have went out and gave it all, their all, and let it go. They didn't leave nothing for the judges. Even though it went to the decisions, they're not deciding to leave it up to the judges.
There they go.
Once again, Dixon is staying outside. Yep. He's moving.
Oh, he got caught that time. But he's still able to counter. And like you said, he's moving at angles. He's not just backing straight back, because if he was backing straight back, he'd catch that right hand and have to eat it.
Good spin out. Did you see that? That's a good move. And the thing I like about him is, even though his hands is low and that's kind of dangerous, he's got good upper body movement. He's constantly rocking. He's constantly moving. So he's not sitting still, as a still target.
It's a poor man, Chris Bird. Giving you all kinds of angles, moving.
And that southpaw stance. I will say this for Benson. I don't know if he knows what he's doing or he's just doing it and it's working for him. He have stepped to his left a lot and kept his foot on the outside of Dixon. See what I'm saying? I like the fact that Dixon's exhausted. Good shot. That was a good left hand. I like the fact that when Dixon is throwing, he's just not throwing arm punches. He's digging in, he's letting them go, and he's really putting his heart out there into it.
Dixon is very calculated in what he throws. He's not just spending the tank on anything. He's very calculated, finds an angle, moves in, like you said, gets on the inside, and then let's go. He's just hit Benson with 3, 4, and 5 punches to the head.
What he's doing now, you can see this comes from hard gym work. This comes from drills in the gym where he's letting it go.
Benson is just taking punches now. He's just taking them. Can Kwame Benson hold on, and can Giovanni Dixon?
Good smart move.
Good job hopping in by Benson and tying him up, forcing him to the center of the ring. But Dixon comes right back at him, just throwing.
And Dixon's letting his hands go, and he's still digging. Well, one thing about it, Dixon is definitely pulling this round off big. So if it was any question about the rounds being close, who's winning this fight, Dixon is definitely pulling this round off big. I just think that
Dixon just outworked him.
yeah,
He also had a little better game plan.
I think that once he confused Benson in the second round, he couldn't land the big shot.
Good body shot by Dixon. And again, he lands a 1-2, steps out, comes back, lands. 10 seconds left in the fight.
I like that he's still mixing his shots up to the body and to the head too. That's another reason to have opened a lot of shots up for him that landed clean.
Another fight goes to the cards.
And another good fight goes to the cards.
Another good fight goes to the cards. Not just going to the cards, but you got a good fight going to the cards.
I definitely want to meet the matchmaker and shake his hand after this fight because these fights were all evenly matched. These guys are putting on a good show tonight.
Very good show. Very good show.
Anyone that bought a ticket tonight should be getting their money's worth.
They should definitely be happy. Again, while we have this lull in the action, I want to remind you that Sound Art is the best new invention for 2019. Your picture on my revolutionary Bluetooth canvas. Any picture will be transformed into your surround stereo system in your home. Check them out on Facebook at Chad Sound Art or at www.onsia.com. That's at Chad Sound Art or www.onsia.com.
And don't forget about our WBF Gold title fight tonight, which is sponsored by Chadwick's Jewelry out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. You can go online at www.chadwicksjewelry, CHADWICKSJEWELRY.net and go get you some good jewelry from Chad. It's made in-house, and Chad can give you the best price around.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to turn it over to the ring announcer, Bruce Foster, to find out who's going to get this decision. All right, Donnell, your guy, Giovanni Dixon. You know, he pulled it out tonight. He wins by unanimous decision. Obviously, all the work that he put in, the body work, fighting at angles, the movement that he showed after the first round is what made the difference.
Yeah, he fought a good fight. You know, he stayed outside. He stayed on his toes. He established the jab. And, you know, so maybe that's going to be his fight game. Maybe that's how he really fights. Maybe the first round was just nerves and he was jittery, you know, because of the crowd. And he just went out and fought, got it caught up into a brawl, because he looked good the last 3 rounds, you know, by using the jab, using the movement. It worked for him. He set up stuff. He took a lot less punishment doing that. So even if that wasn't his game plan, maybe he'll look at it now and he'll realize that that's a fight he should fight.
Yeah, and look, hey, this guy, he walks out of the ring. He has a pretty good crowd. If they weren't with him before he came in the ring, they're with him when he left because of the performance he put on tonight. Even
Benson got a standing ovation. You know, everyone was good. They put up for him. Hey, everyone loved the fight.
All right. All right. Here's a fight coming up that everybody has been anticipating because Maurice Winslow III is returning home tonight to fight in Raleigh. Again, Maurice Winslow, a guy that you fought in your last fight in D.C., now you get to see his son.
I'm interested in seeing this just to see the things that Maurice Winslow may have picked up from his son. Things that you can't teach a fighter in the gym, such as heart, desire to win. Maurice Winslow didn't have the best record as a professional, his dad, but hey, I don't think he would train his son to be a journeyman. I really think that he's going to look at things that he did wrong in his career, maybe, hopefully, he'll look out for his son. Won't throw him in fights where he's overmatched and bring him along, you know. So I'm going to see. You can't train a guy to have heart in the gym. So hopefully, hey, if he has that, they can figure out different things to work, and he'll pull out a win tonight.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm going to let Bruce Foster bring these guys in the ring. We're going to take a little break, get some H2O, and we'll be back.
All right, thank you.
Presents Productions.
I'll throw it out there.
All right.
Yeah, you know, we need to bring up our other guys. Tony Ross Presents Productions, you know, doing a great job.
Hey, Tony Ross Presents Productions, a fantastic job of doing this production for this show. Listen, there's been bigger fights inside the ring in Raleigh, but what One Empreus has done as far as the lighting, the opportunity for these kids, it's amazing. And there's so much more coming in the future from, you know, possibly on sailing on boats with Royal Caribbean, and these kids getting the opportunity to fight all over the world for titles.
And what I like about this, me being a local fighter myself, it's a big fight scene here. You know, you feel good about it when you fight stuff like this. Like places that we fought, maybe high school gyms and little small places like that, where the lights, everything was lit up. It makes a big difference when you fight in the atmosphere that feels like the big casinos in Vegas, the big MGM Grand and stuff like that. So Tony Ross is doing a very good job with this stuff.
Absolutely. You talk about a big fight feel. Maurice Winslow has stepped into the ring, and this crowd is going crazy now.
I can't wait to see the action start on this, and I want to see what his son has.
Highly anticipated fight. Maurice Winslow, again, fighting for the first time in his hometown where he was born, Raleigh, North Carolina.
I always wonder how do these guys feel when they're training their son. Because, you know, it's not just the fighter. The trainers normally care about the fighters, but it's the difference when it's your actual blood.
And Perez is going to give him trouble early because Perez is a veteran again.
Ooh, he
Perez
just got
landed
caught.
a right hand, fighting low, landed a right hand. But Winslow has answered.
Winslow need to use his range and get outside. He's going to get caught again early. Yeah, Winslow needs to slow the pace down right there. Establish the jab. He needs to be outside.
Exactly what you said. Winslow's going to start fighting behind that jab. He's landed it twice.
He doesn't need to be bending over like that because he's giving up his height and reach by bending over at the waist, taking himself down to Perez's height. Oh, he just caught Perez with a good hook.
Ooh, good body shot. To counter right after that right hook, he lands a body shot.
And that was a dangerous shot. He hit him like right behind the ear. Another good hook. Another good hook from
just
Winslow.
missed.
He's hurt.
Yep.
Perez is hurt.
He's got Perez backing up.
See, now he needs to set it up, settle down, take his time, establish the jab.
Right back behind the jab.
Don't get wild. Take your time and go back to what set it up for you. What gave it to you.
standing tall behind that jab.
Oh, his mouthpiece is out. His mouthpiece is out.
Stopping the action. Winslow dropped his mouthpiece.
That could be a sign of nervousness, you know.
Again, Winslow is 1-0. Big fight crowd. He's fighting at home, so, you know, he's probably got a lot of jitters in this first round.
And the good thing about this fight here, even though we've seen maybe only a minute of it, this fight here seems to be evenly matched also. There you go. Set your jab up. Set the jab up. See, this is the thing that our trainer showed us when we was young, coming up like this. To jab at the chest, because you're going to hit the guy. If he's going to duck, slip, or whatever, like a basketball player, if you watch the guy's midsection and he head fakes, it won't throw you off. So you want to jab at the chest.
Perez landed 3 shots. Oh, another one. Winslow shakes it off. Winslow shakes it off and comes back fighting. Again, Perez is a veteran of 25 fights. So you're fighting a guy that's 1-0. You're going to see something, some back and forth at some point.
I didn't realize Perez had that many fights.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
Yeah, he is a veteran. Good uppercut. I mean, good hook to the body.
You know, in speaking of Perez, one of the things that he said is he's never fought in his hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All his fights have been on the road.
So he's relaxed. He's not nervous. He's not worried about being the underdog. He's not worried about going to someone's backyard. So, hey, he's putting up a good account for himself.
He is. He's fighting tough.
I like the fact that he's keeping his hands up. He's trying to jab his way in.
Oh, just missed. Winslow just missed the right hand off of the break.
I like the double jab. He's jabbing his way in behind the double jab, and he's getting good stuff in. This is going to be another competitive
Perez,
fight.
that is, double jabbing.
Yep.
Working his way in.
Winslow's trying to use his height and range, though. He's trying to do it. He's trying to stay outside. He's using the jab good.
You know, maybe after this first round, Winslow will go back in the corner, and all his jitters will be gone, and we'll see a different guy come out. Because if not, Perez seems to be a veteran and might know how to handle this situation, and a lot of people will be upset in here if Perez can take over this fight.
And that was kind of too close to call. That round was a little too close to call.
Absolutely, because Perez came out early and landed a few shots, caught Winslow's attention. Winslow tried to work behind the jab, but could never get comfortable.
Looking at the two on the stool, Perez looks a little bit more winded than Winslow, though. I'm noticing that. His mouth's wide open. He's leaning back like he's out of breath. And Winslow looks calm and relaxed.
Winslow looks calm, listening to his corner. And like you said, Perez is over there, and he's taking some deep breaths.
Hopefully Winslow established that jab and to keep his distance this round. I've seen good things from Winslow I like, though. You know, he's jabbing off. I mean, he's hooking off the jab, you know, good things like that you don't normally see from a fighter with just a couple fights.
Winslow comes out, like you said, trying to establish his jab. He doubled it up. He's doubling it up. Ooh, nice left hook. Nice left hook from Winslow.
I like the foot movement. Winslow has fast feet also. He's getting his shots in and he's cutting angles real fast. And he's doing that with footwork.
But again, Perez is no rookie to this. He's able to handle it. He responded with a couple shots, was able to get inside and land a punch.
And see, that's the thing about Perez being a fighter with 25 fights. It's the fact that he has experience. I'm sure he's been rocked. I'm sure he's been hurt. So he's got 25 fights of experience. So he's not worried about if the tide's not going his way at this moment. He's veteran enough to set up stuff and look for something in the next couple rounds.
Ooh, good body shot by
Perez.
But Winslow's responding. He's throwing punches. He's working on the inside. But Perez is tying him up.
And that's what I like also about Perez. He knows how to use his arms to not grab and hold, but to get defense out of it, to tie up Winslow and land punches off of his offense, off of the defense.
Perez is giving Maurice a little bit more than he wanted. Definitely more than what the fans thought they'd see tonight.
Good shots from Perez.
Perez is just doing such great body work right now.
I like
giving
the
Winslow
fact that
problems.
that's an experience move he just did, the crossover. You know, he knew once he got inside, he was open for an uppercut. He realized that, and he let his hand off of the side of Winslow and curved it where he crossed the under.
Ooh,
so
good left hook by Perez. Winslow responds with 2 right hands, 3 right hands.
But if you look at Perez, he's not really
Perez
taking
is
a
rolling.
beat. He's rolling a
with the
James
shots.
Toney type defense.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got his side turn. He's just the kind of James Toney like defense. And you know what James Toney was good for? Rolling and countering with a right hand. So, hey, you may see Perez come up with that.
Perez is in a little trouble. Winslow has picked up the pace a little bit. Perez can't just take it as much as he was before.
And
so
like
he's tying up a little bit more than he was previous.
As we said between the rounds, Perez's mouth was wide open too on the stool. So he may be a little winded. He's still putting up a good fight, but it just seems that he's trying to fight at a slower pace that Winslow's making him fight.
Yep.
Good shot. Good shot.
Left hand. Kind of got Perez's attention. If he didn't get hit hard tonight, he got hit hard right there. Winslow landed a nice left hand that got Perez's attention.
Winslow's a little bit bigger than Perez, but it's also seeming to me now that Winslow is a little bit physically stronger than Perez. He's able to use his size on him and muscle him around a little bit more. He's able to manhandle him.
Yeah, that's a keen observation coming from a guy. Winslow is only 18 years of age. 1-0, 18 years of age, fighting a guy, David Ricardo Perez, who's 1-15-1, 27 years old, seems to be the physically not as strong as, yes, but definitely not as strong as Winslow. Winslow is, big frame, big guy.
Yep.
I'll be curious to see what weight class he's in 2-3 years from now.
And look on the stool again. You see Winslow is sitting up looking fresh, like the fight hasn't started yet, because of his 18-year-old youth, when Perez is over there with arms on the ropes, mouth wide open, gasping for air.
Yep, and Winslow is ready to go. He's ready to come out this round. He comes out again, establishing the jab.
I'm sure that doesn't help the 27-year-old to see the 18-year-old bouncing, ready to start the fight.
No, and it doesn't help at all when Winslow's bouncing that left jab off of his chin. I mean, now Winslow's just stalking him with that left hand.
And now Perez was trying to box a little bit more.
Oh, they both landed left hands, and Winslow walks away, and Perez is dropped.
Winslow landed a flush, clean hook. If he go in and go to the body,
that's it. That's it. Winslow spits his. Winslow wins. Wow, Perez spits his mouthpiece out, and he doesn't want any more. What a nasty. Let's look at this replay. They were both exchanging. They were infighting. Perez was landing some fights, and Winslow caught him with that short left hook
and stepped over the man.
And stepped over him.
Stepped over the man, left him in the corner.
Wow. What a shot.
Well, Perez has nothing to be ashamed of. He put up a good fight. Winslow, I just think as a young, strong kid, was just too much for him. He was just too strong for him.
Yeah, definitely too strong. As the rounds were going, as the minutes were going, Winslow's youth, aggression, and physical strength.
He was physically too strong for him.
And that was the first time in the entire fight that Perez kind of got out of control with his punches. He was throwing wide. Winslow stayed inside and landed that left hook.
And he paid for it. It cost him the fight. I like what I'm seeing from Winslow.
Our first knockout of the night comes from the hometown guy, Maurice Winslow III, who moves to 2-0 with 2 knockouts.
And once again, leading up to the knockout, it was an evenly matched fight.
Absolutely.
It was a competitive, evenly matched fight.
Absolutely.
I definitely would keep my eyes on Maurice Winslow.
Yes. Curious to watch this young man grow and see what comes about of this. Because he really showed some things.
The thing I liked about Winslow is the fact that he's a big frame guy. He's going to grow into definitely at least a light heavyweight within the next year or so.
Yes.
And the thing about it is,
I mean, he's
physically strong.
Look at this kid. He's got thick legs. He's thin, but he's got thick legs. He's a thick guy. So, but David Perez should not be ashamed at all from that knockdown, because he fought his heart out. He got Winslow's attention early, landed a few shots, showed some veteran moves, but he just couldn't hang with the 18-year-old, like you said.
Yeah, I like the fact that a lot of 18-year-olds haven't had their maturity strength yet. Winslow seems to have maturity strength. He seems to be a physically strong guy, and that's going to take him a long ways with fights too.
44 seconds in the round number 3.
That's a good feeling to come to your hometown and
really
get your
good
win.
fight. And the crowd, oh my gosh, they need to pan this crowd. They are going crazy. What an absolutely, outrageous feeling. These guys, everybody's happy. Everyone is happy. Hey, good show. David Perez just walked by us. He really did put on a good show. Daniel, we can't complain.
Oh no, I
can't. We got the best seat in the house. We've seen, 3-4 really good fights. Even that as a knockout, it was a good fight.
And the good thing about that is that, yes, it was a knockout, but that also shows you just how quick things could change with boxing, because it was a good competitive fight. Perez made one mistake. He got caught with his hands down, and hey, that was it. So he could have been winning the fight, and the same thing can happen. One simple mistake, you could get caught with one shot and the fight's over. It's all done. That's the thing, what people like about boxing that really watch it.
One shot could change the tide of any fight. And that definitely was the case in there. I mean, like we said, Perez, it was the first time all night that he fought wild. Throwing wild shots.
And he paid for it.
Yes.
I like the fact that, like as you can see in the preview, Winslow was tight on the inside.
Yep.
He was rolling. He was cornered. And he came up with a tight short hook, bam, right on the chin, dropped him.
And literally took the fight out of Perez, who for the most part was giving him the business.
He didn't want no more. You saw him spit his mouthpiece out.
Yeah, that was it for him. That was definitely it.
And the thing I liked about that is he wasn't a sport about it. He didn't complain that the ref stopped it. That was his way of saying, I don't want any more. And he didn't complain about the ref stopping the fight. So him spitting his mouthpiece out, he was glad the ref understood what he meant. Listen, I don't want any more.
After 15 losses and then this one, that was definitely.
In 5 minutes, we want to do a quick recap. 5-minute recap and what's coming up, and then we're done. Yeah, we'll do a quick 5-minute deal with y'all, and then we'll whatever. Dude! Camera.
This is a break. Then the other fight. But I was thinking he was saying that was good.
In the red corner, I need Tommy.
Uh-oh. Fighting over that half a pound. Baby. That dude said baby. The other dude was a half a pound. Oh, he's like baby.
Dang.
Hey, you got a lot of pictures for free here. Hey,
I brought him down.
All right, here we go. After the intermission, we're going to Headley Scott, who is 11-1 against the veteran Tommy Bryant. Now, this should be a good contest because Bryant was upset at the weigh-in yesterday because Scott was about a half a pound over and immediately started telling him, hey, you're going to pay me for that half a pound.
He decided not to. He decided to do a flash.
Here we go.
Another southpaw against the orthodox.
Exactly. Scott in his Jamaican heritage shorts. The green, yellow, and red. Bryant in his Rocky outfit, fighting as a southpaw.
And see right away, you can see the experience of Scott. He's trying to stay outside. He's trying to keep it a slow pace that he wants to fight, and he's using the jab.
Oh, Scott landed a right hand, running in, landed a right hand, avoiding the left hand of Bryant.
Only thing I don't like that Scott's doing, he's running in head first. He's leaning forward, running in head first most of the time on his charge.
With his hands down also.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And Bryant could make him pay for that with a counter.
Right.
Yeah, he's leaning in. He's leaning over at the waist, exposing himself.
Yeah, he almost looks like he's a backyard bare knuckle type fighter. Even after 12 pro fights, Scott is a little wild.
He seems to be a little winded already too. He doesn't really take advantage of the southpaw stance. When he throws in, he brings his trail foot forward. He just runs in with his trail foot coming forward, off balance, squared up.
Now, you talk about the trail foot not coming in the right way.
He hurt Bryant just now. He caught Bryant with a good shot and hurt him.
Yeah, Scott is just throwing it at will. There's no technique. He's just punching. He's just looking for a knockout. Like you said, he's jumping in, just punching.
He's fighting more like a workhorse than a technician. He's just running in, throwing his shots, getting his shots off, running in behind him. But once again, you know, we got two guys that did come in to fight. They didn't come in to get paid.
No, nobody's laying down. Scott landed a nice right hand followed by a left hand counter. He's starting to hit him flush now.
Scott seems to fight like one of those veteran guys that hung around the gym all his life, that would get in there and spar all the time and just never had fights. So he's relaxed. He's no big, he's relaxed. He's not using a lot of energy. He's controlling the pace. He's fighting the pace he wants to fight.
Oh, Tommy Gunn Bryant, I guess Rocky IV?
Yeah.
Tommy Morrison, Tommy Gunn.
He looks a little winded and nervous.
He looks very nervous. That's the thing I take out of this.
He's sitting over like he's getting ready to hug his Trina because he's, Mommy.
Man, Bruce Foster might be the best ring announcer in the Southeast, by far.
I enjoyed Bruce whenever I was fighting because he always kept the crowd entertained. He was always a jokester.
Yep.
Now
all right, we're gonna throw technique out the window in this fight. So hopefully we'll get a little more action, land some shots. Maybe Bryant could find a way to place that left hand a little more. Just pick up his work rate, period. Because I don't think Scott's going to change his attack at all.
Nah.
Still running in.
And you see how he's squared up when he runs in?
Yeah. Just waiting for that right hand right down the middle.
You called it. They're throwing it out the window, just letting it go. Technique is not in this round. Both got caught with clean headshots that in the chain.
Tommy Gunn just missed with the left hand.
One thing I'll say about
good body shot by Scott.
Bryant
Scott is just coming.
Bryant is throwing the more meaningful punches. He might not be landing as many, but Bryant is throwing the more punches where he's sitting down trying to do bad intentions.
Yeah, nice short left hand down the middle. Lands to the body. Ooh. Lines up and lands a left hand.
Uh-oh, Bryant's looking tired.
Scott, all that running in, he's getting wild now.
He's throwing some good body shots now.
Yeah, he is. They're both just throwing.
Ooh, he caught Bryant. He caught Bryant with a good hook. Scott's throwing some good stuff. I don't think either fighter's in the best of condition though. Ooh, good left by Scott.
I mean, they're just winding up and just
these guys,
just let it go wherever it lands.
They've all fought tonight as if the loser wasn't getting paid.
Scott's still just jumping in, throwing, and while he's falling forward.
Yeah, he's running forward with that trail foot going forward, squared up off balance.
And I'm waiting for Bryant to sit down and just land something short.
He could sit down on a good straight right to the chest, and he would get a knockdown due to the fact that Bryant is squared up and both feet are side by side. Good short little right hand by Bryant.
Scott is just a workhorse, man. I mean, he's just letting it go, just winding up, punching, slapping. You name it, he's doing it.
You would think that Bryant would set up behind the jab, try to do more. Once Scott charges him, he just goes into a ball.
Ooh, good body shots by Bryant in the round. I mean,
it's too close to call so far.
It is too close to call, but in my opinion, Hitley Scott is just outworking him. Like you said, Bryant is landing the more meaningful punches, sitting down, actually landing stronger punches. But Scott is just windmilling his way through this guy.
Bryant's throwing very few meaningful punches, and he's getting outworked by Scott. He's just standing there outworking.
Speaking of outwork, nobody outworks Sound Art. Sound Art is the best new invention for 2019. Your picture on my revolutionary Bluetooth canvas. Any picture will be transformed into your surround stereo system in your home. Check them out on Facebook at Chad Sound Art or at www.onsia.com. That's Sound Art.
Oh, here you go.
Here we go. Oh. Scott starts out. He lands a nice bite. They're just going.
Ooh.
They're just both landing.
They don't want to end this fight by decision.
No, they are both just throwing. Bryant trying to get that tight defense now, but it's not working.
I give Scott credit. He have tried to establish the jab. He's trying to do that, work on the outside. Like I say, he's trying to fight the pace that he wants to fight, but Bryant won't let him do it.
No.
He's landed the cleaner shots due to the time he has been outside.
Scott is starting to run out of gas. I mean, he's still throwing. If Bryant digs deep, I think he could put him down.
I'm thinking now that Scott's making a mistake by leaning inside. When he's getting inside, he's not throwing as much. He's trying to grab and hold up, but he's grabbing wide. And I think that Bryant may end up looping an overhand and catching him.
But right now, Scott is just, he's unrelentless. He's just throwing, landing to the body, just forcing him to the ropes. The ref breaks him up, and they're right back at it. Bryant trying to wind up and find that big shot now. Bryant must see something.
He's just falling forward, off balance, tired, getting exhausted. He's still letting his hands go now. I give him credit for that. Scott's working. Scott is working when he get inside.
Yep.
No secret about none of these fighters tonight as far as condition. When they got tired, they didn't care. They let it show, but they still put out 100%.
Yep.
Ooh, he got a good hook. Scott does everything at different times. He'll do some defense. He'll do good head movement. He'll throw a punch the next time, and then
just enough to throw the timing of Tommy Gunn off. Ooh, good right hand by Tommy Gunn that time. But again, they circle around. Scott's going to try to tie him up. That's the first time they've clinched all night. And they're still throwing. There goes Scott. He just reeled off about 5 straight punches.
Still to this point, you can see Tommy Gunn is throwing the more meaningful shots, but he needs to throw them a little bit more shots.
Gunn is trying to step up. With 10 seconds left in the round, Gunn is trying to step in and just throw that big one.
Good slip. Good defensive
nice
moving.
Defense.
I think Gunn has caught his second win now. He seems to be a little bit fresher.
He's
more into the fight now.
Too. Taunting the crowd.
He needs to be excited this round, and he needs to pull it off big, because if not, this is another fight that's going to the cards, to the judges, very close so far.
Yeah, another one that could go to the cards.
He seems to be amped up now, so hey, we might see a different fight this round.
I'm sorry, Bruce is killing me.
And see, the thing that I like is Tommy Gunn's listening to his corner men and looking for something to do to get in more. He's trying. Now I think he's more into the fight. I think the Scott's a little exhausted now, and
Tommy Gunn's coming forward.
Yeah, he's not going to try to put out as much energy as he was. I don't know. I take that back. He's still letting it hang out.
Scott is just winging it, man. There is nothing. He's holding nothing back,
good
and
shot.
He's landing. Oh,
good shot. He landed
good left hand.
Hooks. That was a good shot on that. There's no quitting either guy. Both of them letting it all hang out.
Tommy Gunn with the 3 right hands. He actually finds a home for him. Oh!
Good right hand.
Big right hand.
Good right hand.
Scott was wobbled, but Scott came back.
Yeah, I don't think it was hurt. I just think he just caught him off balance.
Caught him off balance?
He was in the middle of stepping forward, running in again. Good defensive move to get out of the corner.
Very good.
Bryant seems to be doing a little
Scott
bit.
is really digging in.
And Bryant seems to be doing a little bit better defensive now as far as moving. He's up against the ropes right now, but he's been moving away, circling around at angles, so he's been doing a little bit better at that.
Avoiding those shots that he was getting hit with earlier.
Yep.
I mean, they're just letting it all out. I mean, you can't complain. The guys are just emptying the tank on each other. No real power, so nobody's going to really get knocked out here.
I don't know. Bryant could catch, if Bryant could land a solid shot, if he could set up a solid shot, I think he's still fresh enough to put Scott down. Scott's been a workhorse this whole fight. You got to give him that.
Scott has just let his hands go. There's never been a lull in the action. Even when he gets tied up on the ropes, he fights his way out.
that also shows the experience of Scott, because if you're going to fight and you're going to stay busy, he got experience enough not to sit down and throw all of his power with each shot. You know, he's probably throwing maybe at 60, 70% of his punching power, so he can sacrifice some power but to stay busy.
And again, they're just unloading. They are winding up now.
Both for landing and both for catching.
Yep.
Both for him.
Just winding up. 10 seconds left in the round. Ooh.
Good right hand.
Good right hand.
I'm sorry, left hand. Yeah, that was a good shot. And that's what would work for Bryant if he could land more clean shots like that. And it was close enough where that one punch could have gave him the round.
Yep. It was. A lot of back and forth. You don't know. It's like having the ball with 10 seconds left.
A lot of back and forth, and then one big, clean, clear shot right before the bell rings.
But this is going to be interesting because this is going to be a true test of wills and what happens after 6 rounds, because this is a 6-round fight. Scott has laid everything he has on the line. Bryant didn't wake up until the last 2 rounds. He was kind of, I won't say coasting, but he didn't throw his hands as much. So is he going to have more energy in these last 2 rounds? Or is Scott just going to keep windmilling him and take him out?
And another thing, too, 5 and 6 rounds is kind of like the borderline of going into another dimension. So the thing about it is, guys in these earlier fights was 4 rounds. Your body can still take punishment in the first rounds because you're still kind of fresh. And the longer rounds, the farther the fight goes on, your body has been drained a little bit more. So your body doesn't take the same punches as well in the later rounds as it does in the early rounds. So now we'll see what kind of condition that Scott is in, because Bryant is starting to land cleaner, effective shots. And Bryant is a little bit more exhausted now. So, hey, those fights, those punches may have a big effect on him this round, later 2 rounds.
Yeah, surprisingly, Scott came out this round just digging to the body and actually taunting a little bit.
That southpaw stance have gave Bryant trouble, because even though Scott's not really jabbing and a meaningful jab, it's been enough to keep Bryant at bay.
And they're just exchanging, just unloading on each other, just shot after shot.
He rocked him down.
Bryant was wobbling.
He's hurt.
Hit him with another left hand.
Go in the body, he will get him. If you go in the body, he's still hurt. He's still out on his feet. He's still out on his feet.
Scott digging into the body. Now he's really, really bearing down. Bryant walks him to the center of the ring, gets a little reprieve.
He's still a little shaky on his legs.
Ooh! Scott.
Good shot.
Sitting around, got caught.
This has been a very competitive fight.
We thought Bryant was in trouble. He was getting pummeled out of the ropes. And now all of a sudden he's controlled. He's getting him back to the center of the ring, landing his shots. Scott is a little windy right now. But he's shown this before.
Yep, and he's still fighting. He's still letting his hands go.
Yep, still throwing hard. And he isn't just letting his hands go. He's throwing. He's digging in now.
And earlier, just a few seconds ago, that's what I was talking about. The same shot that he had been landing earlier, it's got a bigger effect on Bryant now, because his body is a little bit more tired in the later rounds.
Ref's going to stop. Scott hit him with the low blow. Ref's going to stop the fight, give Gunn a little chance to recoup from that low blow. How much does that affect the fighter when he gets hit low like that?
It all depends, man. If it hits you straight on the cup, you have the good cup, you really don't feel it. But a lot of fighters will use it to their advantage. If they need a break, they will take it. Okay. But if they don't need a break, they won't, and they'll jump on the guy because they may be giving him a rest also.
Gotcha. All right, the action starts again.
The worst low blow is one that comes in at an angle and twists the bottom of the cup where the goods are hidden.
Man, Scott is really landing now.
Scott is still letting it all hang out, and Brian is still giving it right back to him.
Coming back right at him.
This will be an interesting 6th round.
It will.
Hey. Hey.
Rope. Rope. A lot happening in the ring tonight, Donnell. We got a good fight between Headley Scott and Tommy Gunn Bryant, but that's not all the action that's happening.
We got DJ Kid Capri shaking the house up.
That's right. Capri moving this crowd. It's a little, you know, the crowd has calmed down a little bit since Maurice Winslow, but I think they're all getting ready, getting excited for Blake Mansfield and Michael Williams Jr. to entertain us. But here we go, round 6. Headley Scott, Tommy Gunn Bryant, in what's been a shootout so far. Bryant trying to land it.
Seems to be a little bit more energized too, knowing this is the last round.
Oh, he got caught again.
Yeah, he's walking. It's working against him, running in. Ooh, he caught another. He ate another good left hook.
Scott just keeps coming. I don't know where he gets the energy, but he just keeps coming. Nice left hand by Scott. Scott just pouring it on now. Oh, right hand. Left
he may
hand.
have pissed Scott off by charging it.
Oh, big hand. Big right hand by Scott. Wobbles Gunn. Gunn fights back, throws some body shots. Not very much behind him.
He's hurting himself running in more. He's eating more leather coming in as the aggressor than he was outside. Bryant needs to settle the fight down because he's eating a lot of leather this round running in. Ooh, those body shots are hurting Bryant.
Left hand. Bryant is just taking body shots, and then he's exhausted with that left hand. Yes.
Bryant came in and shot his juice, and now he's exhausted, just eating punches. His hands is low.
And now he's starting to square up when he fights. He's throwing punches. He's not getting that good angle. He's just squaring up and trying to throw.
I hope it doesn't have a bad headache. I mean, a headbutt between the two because he's leaning in forward, head first.
Nice slap to break the action up.
He's holding his hands up on the side of his head like earmuffs, but he's still eating straight shots down the middle.
Right down the middle. Not protecting himself at all down the middle.
And he's squared up. Look at both feet are side by side on the ropes. He has no direction he can move like that. Scott is still setting the pace, fighting the pace that he wants to, even though he's been exhausted from the first round on. He's controlled the pace.
Listen, Headley Scott has a unique background. His mom was the first black female district attorney in the state of Georgia. He's been fighting for 11 years. He's very proud of his Jamaican heritage.
He's had one fight a year. He's been quite busy.
And you got people in the crowd singing Bob Marley Redemption song.
Those good body shots.
Oh, man.
Those was good body shots.
Stinging body shots. Now Scott is holding on to the ropes, trying to keep Bryant pinned on the rope.
All these fights have been competitive, but so far as this fight right here, it was competitive, but it was a little bit one-sided because Headley Scott outworked Bryant.
He just outworked him. He never stopped throwing punches.
He had him in trouble a couple times with solid shots when Bryant tried to be the aggressor, but he just outworked him every round. Even seeming to be the most exhausted fighter out of the two, he outworked him every round.
Well, we're going to go to the cards again. Probably not the most entertaining fight, but it had a pretty good action. Can't complain. Headley Scott probably will come out with the decision because he was able to outwork him, like you said.
Well, while you go to the cards, I'm going to run down to Fayetteville to Chadwick Jewelers to pick up my wife something nice for Valentine's Day, since it's right around the corner. I don't know. Maybe I don't have time to go down there and be back before the next fight stops. So maybe I just go on www.chadwickjewelers.net, or I'll go on the Facebook page. But either way, I'm going to Chadwick's Jewelry so I can get me some custom
Valentine's Day
jewelry.
The most affordable jewelry in Fayetteville.
Made in the house.
All right, we're going to wait for the decision. We're going to turn it over to Bruce Foster, the ring announcer, and find out who is victorious in this Headley Scott, Tommy Gunn Bryant fight tonight.
Y'all not on air right now. Okay. That was a weird fucking dude. Right there, I was just amazed. He refused to put his hand. He refused to put his hand.
60 to 54. Judge number 2 scores at 59-55. Judge number 3 scores at 59-55. Your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Headley Scott.
I hadn't seen a puncher like that. I don't think ever. Running, look. But down here. Yes. He do. Look, he's punching down here. I was like, whoa. I thought it was going to be over.
If you remember the guy that was hanging from the Ferris wheel by one hand, he
Chucky Brown, he's sitting over there.
He was an All-American NC State. Give it up for Chucky Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Donnell. It's time for the co-main and the main event. All night we've been waiting for Blake Mansfield, Billy Cunningham. Again, Blake Mansfield, 6-2-1, returns home for the first time in 3 years to fight in North Carolina. Has been fighting in Pittsburgh. He signed to Marshall Kaufman over at King's Promotions. I'm excited to see him and what he does at home in front of his crowd.
Once again, you got to say, coming home in front of your crowd, who have you been talking to? Who have you been hanging with? Are you going to try to fight your fight, or are you going to try to impress your buddies that's in the crowd?
Good observation. I know Cunningham has been calm, hasn't said too much. He's a veteran. He's going to know how to survive, if anything. So let's see what else he can bring to the table.
Everything so far has been competitive, so hey, we never know. We'll see what we got when it starts.
You never know. If it stays true to form tonight, Blake could be in for a big fight. Got it.
The last one is 8.
A 6-round battle. Again, Blake Mansfield making his way to the ring.
The thing about a 6-round fight, like I said, that's like the intro to go into the deeper rounds where condition and things like that take control, because if you're not in good shape, you can fight 4 rounds easy. But 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 rounds, everything starts to change the deeper it goes.
Here we go, led by Coach Kedar Massey, Inner City Youth Boxing Club in Durham, North Carolina. Blake trains out of there. Blake, the KO King Mansfield, gets a big cheer from the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the Super.
Mass is training a lot of guys over there in Durham too, He's had a lot of guys, a lot of experience, so.
First, let me introduce you. Fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing black trunks trimmed in red. Weighing in at 173 pounds, he comes to us tonight all the way from Columbus, Mississippi. He's a veteran of 34 professional fights. Please welcome Billy Boy.
34 professional fights, that's a lot of experience. Win or lose, you got a lot of fights.
Fighting out of the blue corner,
I respect it.
wearing the black trunks trimmed in gold. Weighing in at 175 pounds. He comes to us from 311, North Carolina. Six minutes, and it's only 2 boxes. Please welcome Blake.
Hopefully now we'll get to see what kind of skill Mansfield has. He's going to come out and start working the jab, try to control the pace. Because the thing about it, if he's going to come out and brawl a while, he has enough fights, enough experience where he shouldn't be doing that. He should be settling down now, setting up stuff, picking his shots.
I know in Mansfield's 2 losses, I know his left knee is giving him problems, and I see he has it wrapped tightly tonight. So curious to see if that's still affecting him.
That can be career-ending too, because if it's going to be something that's going to bother you during a fight, you know it's bothered you during your training. There's been a lot of days you couldn't run, a lot of things you couldn't do, a lot of drills that you couldn't do. So you are very limited once you have your mobility problems.
Both fighters come out just stalking each other in the middle of the ring, trying to establish jabs, just circling each other, looking for an opening early.
And you
Not
can
a
see
lot of
the
wasted
difference
energy.
in experience with Cunningham, because he's taking his time trying to set up a jab, trying to establish something, not just coming in like the inexperienced guys earlier, just bum rushing each other.
Cunningham in the black trunks with green trim and the red top. Blake Mansfield in the black trunks with the gold trim.
They're both starting off good, you know, using the jab, trying to establish something, trying to open up something. So that's a big plus. The good thing about it is sooner or later a fight's going to break out.
Exactly. It's nice and calm now. Everybody's just throwing their punches out there.
Mansfield's good, good work. He's trying to establish his jab. He's throwing to the body, he's throwing to the head. You know, so he's mixing it up, not doing the same things over and over again.
First time Mansfield thrown that right hand all day. Very tight defense by Mansfield. There he is.
Good body work.
4 body shots. Backs Cunningham up. Now he's working behind that jab again. Up and down. Ooh, right hand by him.
I think you hurt him with that. It wasn't hard, but I think you hurt him. I saw his foot switch forward a little bit. And he's backing away now as if he doesn't really want it. I think he might have rocked him with that shot. Oh, good jab.
Good jab.
Good solid
Mansfield.
jab.
Mansfield is really throwing a stiff jab. Right
I
hand.
think you hurt him. I think he never recovered from that first shot. I think he's still hurt from it. Because he's not doing as much offensively now. He's backing away now. Look, and now he's grabbing.
Now he's grabbing right away.
Yeah, I think that shot hurt him.
Cunningham got buzzed by a right hand.
A glancing right hand.
Seemed to...
Ooh, good
big
uppercut.
left. Mansfield
Good uppercut.
tight inside.
Good short combination. Perfect. Good jab. See, now he's doing the smart thing. He's taking his time. He's establishing the jab to set the stuff up again.
Ooh, good uppercut by Mansfield. Follows up with the left hand. Backs Cunningham up again. Now Mansfield's really in control. Sweeping left hook. Forces him back again. That's a trip.
No knockdown.
Feet got tied up. No knockdown. Referee Alcoli waves it off. And the one round, it started out with both of them trying to find a way to get that advantage. After Mansfield lands that his right hand the first time and buzzes him, things changed a little bit.
I would give that round to Mansfield simply because he was the more sharper puncher on the inside. They both really did the same thing on the outside. They tried to establish the jab, but Mansfield was the one that did take advantage of the inside with the short, sharp punches. Combinations, I think he should have easily won that round. I don't think that Mansfield is going to slow down. I think he's more relaxed and into the fight now. And I'm looking at Cunningham. He seems to be puffing a little hard on the stool, and he's looking a little confused now because things not going in the way he playing.
Probably trying to find a way to counter what Mansfield's done at the end of the last round. Here we go. Start of round 2. They're meeting out.
Good
Start out
jab,
with
good
the
jabs.
Blake is still working behind that jab, and I mean it is a stiff jab.
Now Cunningham is backing up from the jab and looking towards the ref. Did you catch that?
I saw that.
That's another thing when a fighter's confused. He's looking at the ref as if he didn't hear what he said. It doesn't matter what the ref said. You know, you're in there to fight.
Mansfield's starting to smile and
he's backing away
feeling
now.
that.
Cunningham is continuously backing away from even just the jab. Look at the look in Cunningham's face.
Looks confused.
He's wobbled from a jab. He just got wobbled from a jab.
I mean, Blake is just stepping in, just popping that jab. Right hand, whoa. Mansfield not wasting a lot of energy. Very efficient with his punches.
Doesn't seem to be anything on Cunningham's punches anymore.
Definitely nothing on his punches that are bothering Blake Mansfield right now.
Mansfield is still throwing that sneaky uppercut on the inside. It missed that time, but he's still getting it off. I will give Cunningham credit for one thing, though. He's smart enough when he's got hit with those uppercuts. He's smart enough to stay outside now. He's not going on the inside, resting in there, trying to tie up because he knows what he's going to get hit with.
Mansfield just missing. Starts everything off of that jab, just threw a double left hook, but threw a right hand. Oh. Three
Shook
right
him a
down the
little
middle.
bit with those two punches. See, he's wobbling with the jab now. He's wobbling Cunningham with just the jab.
He's got Cunningham stumbling all over the ring now.
Good
Ooh, and
uppercut, good uppercut, short.
That counter, that short counter right hand by Mansfield is deadly.
Mansfield will be smart just to continue fighting the fight he's fighting now. Behind the jab, everything's opening itself up. He's not trying to make anything happen. It's all happening off of the jab. He's doing it just with the jab.
Good work on the inside. He went to the body twice, backed Cunningham up.
See how he's relaxed, standing behind the jab, and he's countering Cunningham when Cunningham comes in.
Seeing everything that's coming at him
Yep.
right now. Mansfield is wide open to what Cunningham's doing.
Cunningham has two choices. He can stand out there and get picked off with the jab, or he can try to go in and land something, and when he does, Mansfield is countering him
He's
with
just
it.
countering him. He just caught him with the left hand. He wobbled Cunningham again. Cunningham is hurt along the ropes. Mansfield, oh, and the bell stops the round. Cunningham was wobbled along the ropes. Mansfield was coming in for the kill. Unfortunately for Mansfield, the bell rang.
No, unfortunately, this is not a 4-round fight. Unfortunately, this is a 6-round fight, and you get ready to see what I was speaking about earlier. The later rounds, your body don't absorb the punches as easy as good as they did earlier. So this is only the third. This is not even halfway through. So this round and the next few rounds, you're going to see a big difference in the kind of punches that Cunningham's able to take.
Curious to see how controlled Blake stays in this round, knowing that he can hurt this guy at any time. And also curious to see, like you said, will Cunningham stay in there and take much more punishment?
The smart thing to do for Mansfield would just let the fight go. He got 4 more rounds. Let the fight go, work behind the jab, because everything he's getting is coming off of the jab. And he'll end up getting a knockout because of the jab. He doesn't need to press anything. He just let it go like it's coming. Cunningham is bringing it to him.
Mansfield comes out working behind that jab again. Cunningham is trying to step it up a little bit more.
That's going to get him in trouble. See that jab snapping his head back?
2 jabs by Mansfield, snapped the head back of Cunningham.
That's what's going to get him in trouble right there on the inside trying to hold.
Blake is just countering whatever Cunningham does.
The punches Cunningham is throwing now is not really aggression punch. It's more of a passive punch. I'm trying to throw something to keep you off of me. I'm trying to keep you away.
He's just buying time with his punches. Just trying to get an extra second here and there. Good counter left hand by Cunningham. Oh, right hand.
Good right hand. Good lead right hand.
Right hand.
He caught him off guard with that too. He wasn't expecting it.
Smiles and kind of shakes it off.
And now at the moment, it seems that Cunningham is actually getting a little second win.
Yeah. He's moving, he's jabbing.
he was putting a little bit more on his punches instead of just throwing them passively. He was sitting down on them a little bit more.
Just like that, Mansfield turns it up again. And Cunningham this time is holding, so he's not getting hit with that right hand.
And the smart thing I noticed he just did, he's keeping his chin tucked against Mansfield's shoulder, so he can't get hit with an uppercut.
Ooh, big left hand. Rock Cunningham. Cunningham's legs just look like they were about to jump out from underneath him. Every time he gets touched to the body, it's like a Rocky movie now with Cunningham. His feet are leaving the canvas.
He's still putting up an effort, though.
Cunningham still fighting on the inside. Ooh,
good lead right hand by Cunningham.
Good lead right hand by Cunningham, but great counter right hand by Mansfield.
I'm surprised. I take back everything I said because Cunningham have stepped the pace up and sucked it up a little bit this round. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if he was tired or what happened there.
They had the little slip.
I think he just rushed him off guard and he felt safer to go down than to try to hold and get countered.
Ooh, nasty.
Oh, he's hurt.
By
He's
Mansfield.
hurt.
But Mansfield will not turn up the pressure.
And now Cunningham is opening himself up again to get countered, leaning forward on the inside, and he's getting countered.
Good ending to the round. They both just exchange. That's the first time Mansfield's opened. If Mansfield opens up on this guy, I think we'll have a quick ending to this fight.
I don't know, because a round ago I was thinking that Cunningham was shot. But that round, halfway through the round, Cunningham picked the pace up and started being aggressive, effective aggressive. And looking at him on the stool now, he seems fresher now than he did after the first round. I mean, he seems ready to get up and fight right now. He seems ready to go now.
He might have gained a little confidence. You know, going into round 4, you got a question. Does Mansfield have the stamina to hang with this guy? Because like you said, Cunningham's getting his second win. Maybe he picks it up and pushes Blake to something different.
And did you see how fast and fresh he was off the stool?
Here we go, round 4.
Cunningham's going out. That's the aggressor.
Letting his hands go.
He's going out. I don't know if it's going to end up being a mistake for him, but he's going out, starting it up.
Mansfield still working behind that jab.
Mansfield is definitely the sharper puncher.
Oh, big right hand. Oh, another right hand.
Good.
Cunningham touches his gloves touch.
Yep. It was a legit knockdown. He was trying to move off, got countered.
Now let's see.
I don't think he's really hurt though.
Let's see if Mansfield's going to try to turn it on. There he goes.
It was a legit knockdown, but I don't think that Cunningham was hurt from the shot.
Good jab by Blake Mansfield. Mansfield backs him up, throws a right hand. 2 more jabs, another right hand.
I think Mansfield is tired now.
Yep, they're both tired. Kind of leaning on each other. This is the first time we've seen this. A little shoe shine by Mansfield. Lull in the action. They're both fighting, but it's slow action. It's not
Yeah, they're both a little tired. But the thing about it, if you look at it, Cunningham is a little bit more busier with his upper body movement, side to side. He's not trying to throw a lot of punches, though, but, that's what he needs to let his hands go.
Ooh, good body work by Mansfield. Mansfield very deliberate with his punches.
He's hurt. I don't know if it was a low blow. I couldn't really tell because I was behind him. He's getting ready to get caught again if he's staying in there. Good body shot.
Mansfield just working to the body. Now Mansfield leads on the ropes, trying to find an opening.
The biggest difference is Mansfield is constantly landing cleaner shots.
Snot bubbles everywhere, blood coming out of Cunningham's mouth and nose. And Blake is just pouring it on.
See him being Mansfield is taking advantage. Mansfield is taking advantage of Cunningham being the aggressor because he's running in wide open.
Just countering everything he does. Every time he comes in, he just counters. Cunningham still landing.
Cunningham doesn't have a lot on his punches, though.
Right. That body work takes a toll after a while. And Mansfield might be a little gassed right now. Oh, wicked right counter by Mansfield. Falling back, fighting off his back foot. Now Mansfield's trying to open up in the corner.
The difference definitely is Mansfield's landing cleaner, crisper shots. And that's a night and day difference. He's draining Cunningham with those shots. And now the ties has changed. Last round, Cunningham was off the stool and fresh and ready to go. Now he barely made it back to his corner to the stool.
He fell back to the stool.
He fell on the stool when he got to the corner. And we still have 2 more rounds left.
2 more rounds. It's going to be a tough, 2 grueling rounds for Cunningham. But the question is, how much does Mansfield have in his tank? Can he finish this guy? Mansfield's supposed to be the elite guy. This is where he's supposed to separate himself from an opponent like this.
Even though it's only 6 rounds, these 2 extra rounds, that's the thing that tells the difference, man, because it's the intro into the great beyond. You know, when you get into the 8, 10, 12 championship rounds, it's a big difference. Your body does not absorb the punches the same they did earlier. So that's what I think is going to be the big effect. Mansfield's still landing clean, sharp punches. Cunningham's still taking clean, sharp punches.
Clean shot punches.
So what's going to happen?
Let's see if Mansfield can turn it up. He's popping that jab.
Oh, good right.
Right hand on the back of the head.
Yeah.
Drops Cunningham.
It was the back of the head, but it was a legit knockdown,
it was a
legal
legit knockdown. He was falling forward.
And now, if he would go into the body, and once again, here we go, that's the same thing. He may have took that punch 2 rounds ago, but that's the difference. Your body doesn't take these shots later in the later rounds the same as you do early.
And Mansfield hears you and goes straight to the body.
If he would dig in the body for a good 20 seconds, catch him with one good solid body shot. Oh, here it come up the middle. That sharp uppercut hook. He's just touching him on the sides just to get his attention there, but he's going to shoot it up the middle. Watch. Here it come. That's the smart thing Mansfield's doing. He's touching him on the side, and he'll slip up the middle. And see, now Cunningham is complaining into the ref.
Cunningham's legs are gone. Yeah, he can't even. Cunningham is trying to jump in with that right hand again. He has nothing behind.
He wobbled from that jab. That jab shook him. These short, sharp, crisp shots up the middle is what's going to end it. See, Mansfield needs to slow down. He's trying to get a little cocky.
Getting a little anxious.
He needs to slow down and get behind the jab again. That's what's opened everything up for him. Oh, he wobbled him. He wobbled him
got hit
again.
on the top of the head with the left hand. Now he's dancing around. His legs are gone.
And it's the same shots he got hit with all through the fight.
Earlier.
But it's just the difference the time makes.
Oh,
you don't absorb these shots the same.
Now Mansfield is putting his punches together. It's not just that jab and a right hand here and there. Now he's trying to throw 2, 3 punches. He's digging to the body. He's got Cunningham jumping around. Now he follows up top, back to the body.
He's
got
coming up the
Cunningham
middle.
in real
He's coming
trouble.
up the middle. Watch, he's setting it up to come up the middle.
He's got Cunningham in real trouble now.
He's setting it up. Soon he's going to shoot right up the middle. Woo!
Ooh, nice side step.
That was it.
Nice side step.
He's doing good work setting up the body, tapping. But sooner or later, he's going to like that. He's going to lean in. He's going to get countered straight up the middle.
Mansfield's just so efficient, defensively and offensively.
He doesn't need to try to make anything, though. He's trying to force the issue now. He needs to get behind the jab and let it work, let it come by itself. Mansfield's a little winded now, too.
Yes. Walked back to the corner and took a deep breath. Here we go, round 6. The 6th and final round.
Makes you wonder what kind of sparring these guys had in the gym, because that's the good thing about having a lot of different sparring partners in your gym. You can transfer guys in and out. You can always keep a fresh guy in there, so you're getting pushed hard from a fresh guy. And when it comes down to a dog fight in a real fight, you don't have to worry about it because there's nothing new to you.
All right, here we go. We're going to touch gloves. Start round 6. 6th and final round between Blake Mansfield and Billy Cunningham.
Good. Did you see it? It was the uppercut. Cunningham was throwing, and
now,
Mansfield slipped and rolled a good short uppercut, landed clean.
Mansfield's throwing with bad intentions now.
Good
nice.
counter. Good counter
Nice
to the
counter
chest.
there. Definitely is Cunningham thinking about coming back in and throwing again. Oh, nice right hand over the top.
See, now what he's doing is good. He was throwing the body shots. He was countering, touching to the body. Now he's mixing it up with overhands, shots to the body. He's mixing it up, so Cunningham really doesn't know what to look for right now. I'm still thinking his problem is going to come when he's on the inside like that, leaning forward with his chin open. Good jab, good jab. I'm looking for that uppercut to come up the middle behind it anytime.
Mansfield, nice short shots.
There it goes. Ooh, good one, too.
Set it up with that left hand down the middle with the right hand. There he is, trying to throw that uppercut, like you said, down the middle.
This is another fight that was a good competitive fight. Both guys came in the fight. But at the same time, it's like the last fight where it was one-sided due to skill. Mansfield was just a little bit sharper than Cunningham, and he clearly edged off each round.
Good head movement by Blake Mansfield.
I'm surprised he didn't counter Cunningham. That's what I was expecting. Cunningham's trying to move, work on the outside, which is the last thing he needs to do now. This round here, he's lost the fight. He needs to get in and get it on. Hope for a Hail Mary and get a knockout. Good shot, punches again. Here it come up the middle, watch. He's gonna roll and throw that.
Good right hand to the body.
Good shots, good shots, good shots by Mansfield.
This crowd wants a knockout. They want a knockout from Blake Mansfield. 10 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to get it, but you're going to get both guys throwing to the final bell.
What a good fight.
There you
what
go.
a good fight. They let it hang out.
Good fight. Crowd stands and cheers both warriors.
Yeah, it was a good fight. I just said the edge would go to Mansfield because he was a sharper, crisper puncher. You know, Cunningham, he didn't really have a good game plan. He went in instead, opened up the middle, getting caught with counter uppercuts and hooks on the inside. That was his mistake. Well, the crowd can't be disappointed because every fight they've seen tonight was a competitive dog fight.
And like I said, Blake Mansfield hasn't been in Raleigh in 3 years in North Carolina to fight. They get a full 6 rounds from him. It's pretty good action. Their guy is going to come out on top. And he did enough to impress everybody. Donnell caught up in the festivities inside the ring as we wait the judges' scorecards. And Bruce Foster giving us that final announcement.
Hopefully Mansfield's knee won't be a big issue in his career, because that could be a pain, you know, that could be a big problem later down the
Yeah, especially when he gets into more competitive fights.
and longer fights.
Yes, yes.
It's kind of hard to fight a 10 and a 12 round fight when you got a bad knee. And you can pretty much, you got to favor, everything comes from your balance. And when you got to favor your leg because you're in a little pain, or even if it's just a split second delay of movement because you're thinking about it, that's a big problem when you go into the tougher competitive fights.
A little bit of blood. All right. Mansfield improves to 7-2-1. Gets the hometown decision. I won't call it a hometown decision. He outworked the guy. He landed the better, cleaner, more effective shots. He did what he was supposed to.
We'd like to thank all of our great sponsors tonight. E3X, Zone TV, Chris Williams, Donnell Holmes here at ringside, Williams Boxing, the Holiday Inn and Suites in Raleigh NC, Roy Jones Jr. Boxing Academy, Coach Massey and the Durham Youth Boxing Club, Tony Ross presents Productions.
All right, Donnell.
They've all done a great job.
This place is about to erupt. If you haven't seen Michael Williams Jr., you're about to be in for a treat. This kid is special. He's electric. He's got a megawatt smile. He's 150% boy wonder. I mean, what else can you say about the guy?
I'll just be glad to see some action live. I've seen it on video, I've seen it on tape, but finally I'm going to get to see it in person and at ringside.
The main event, the youngest WBF champion in the history of the belt. He earned that last November. Now he's going for the WBF gold belt. So, you know, the sky's the limit for the guy.
You know, I was a WBF champion one time.
Don't know how long ago did you win the WBF?
Oh, 1926.
Now, seriously, I know we talked about this earlier. Tell me a little bit about, you know, what you remember in winning the WBF belt.
It was just a thing, man. Like, a lot of guys want to fight for the WBA World Championship, the WBO, the WB, the IBF, the big four major titles, and of course. But for me, every belt at every level that I had to pass, I wanted to get it so I could look back at it as steps. The first belt I fought for was the CBA, the Carolina Boxing Association, which was the North and South Carolina champion. I wanted that belt. I'm glad I won it because I look back now at so many other guys that fought for that belt that couldn't even win a state level championship. And when I won it, it was a big accomplishment because, to me, I became the champion at that level, stepping to the next level. The WBC Continental Americas, North and South America champion. That meant a lot.
We're getting ready for a show.
Kid Capri.
Kid Capri, Tony Ross Productions. We're about to see something that Raleigh has probably never seen before. So let's turn it over to them and listen to this.
forget no.
2.
Don't forget no. You have got splattered.
What's going on, man? It's your man, DJ Kid Capri in the building. Like you all know, we on the press of me. I'd like to welcome to the stage right now, the Fed of North Carolina, Michael 100% Williams.
They have technical difficulties.
He got some hooked up right.
Folks, as LaShawn Alcox enters the ring, I just want to remind you, this is for the WBF Gold title belt. The WBF Gold title fight is brought to you by Chad at Chadwick's Jewelry. You cannot get a piece of jewelry cheaper anywhere. Custom-made pendants, rings, engagement rings at www.chadwicksjewelry.net or on Facebook at Chadwick's Jewelry. Again, check out Chadwick's Jewelry, www.chadwicksjewelry.net or on Facebook at Chadwick's Jewelry. Here we go for a WBF title, the gold belt for Michael Williams Jr. versus LaShawn Alcox. This will be for 8 rounds, again, for the WBF title belt.
The only place you can get a piece of jewelry cheaper, trust me, I did it before, and she did not like it. I was walking out of the grocery store, and there it was. A little bubble machine, had lots of jewelry in it at 25 cents a pop. And my wife did not like it.
But at Chadwick's Jewelry, you will not get the cheap Cracker Jack grocery store jewelry. You will get solid jewelry that you could pass down to your children.
And you can remain sleeping in your bed.
In the blue corner, ringing, Michael Williams Jr.
By far, currently, Michael Williams Jr. is the best showman in North Carolina boxing. I mean, this ring entrance is amazing.
You would think it was a heavyweight championship fight.
You would think we were at a heavyweight championship fight in Las Vegas or New York or Atlantic City when it was popular. But this is amazing. What this guy, the excitement he brings to the crowd, the state of North Carolina, everybody should be proud of this young man.
That's a good thing about it because there are a lot of good fighters out of North Carolina, but they never get the credit that's due. They never get the credit that's due to them.
Well, Michael Williams Jr. will get credit because Senior will make sure that people stand up and take notice as they enter the ring.
The thing that I like about it is Michael Williams Jr. is handling his part. They're doing the promotions, they're getting his name out there, and when it comes down to the fighting part, that's his job to get the hurdle, to get over the hurdle.
That's right. And he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. The kid has always said nothing is given to him. It's from hard work, and he has to win, and he realizes that. So that's why this thing continues for him.
You know, he's got a good team, too, you know, with Jailbreaker Promotions, that was Paul Marinaccio, the guy that I trained with in Fort Worth. You got Remy Fullwood over there running the gym. It's a very solid background, man. It's not nothing mediocre, and I'm really proud of them, the job they're doing with him and everything.
Okay, we're going to turn it over. Here we go, the main event. We'll turn it over to Bruce Foster for the introductions.
He had a record of 66 wins against only 9 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Roy Jones Jr. Now here in Raleigh, brought to you by Empreus. This fight is sponsored by Chadwick's Jewelry. There's only one thing left to say here in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's time
Oliver McCall. Remember when Oliver McCall fought Lennox Lewis? The first time. Not the second time, but the first time. You don't know what to expect out of a guy like LaShawn Alcox.
Well, I knew what to expect about Oliver McCall. I was in the camp with him a lot. That's probably the spot over 1,000 rounds with Oliver McCall. Man, I love the guy to death. He was 150% himself. And he was a hell of a guy, man. I love Oliver McCall. I learned a lot from him, in and out of the ring.
All right, real quick, what should we expect from this fight?
I have no idea. Action. Somebody's going to hit, somebody's going to get hit.
Thank you for summing that up for us, Donnell Touch of Sleep Holmes.
I'm hoping, to see Michael Williams Jr. go out and establish his jab, control the ring, because now he's stepping up. So he's getting into, like I said earlier, those later rounds, more experienced guys that are going to set up stuff. So I'm hoping to see him establishing his jab, moving on angles, the simple things that makes a big difference.
There we go. We're going to start out center of the ring.
I like the fact that he doesn't look nervous.
Real calm, real poised for a 19-year-old young man.
Yep, he's looking for what he wants. Also, I'm glad that Roy Jones Jr., they've taken him under his wing, that's working with him, because that's a night and day difference, man. Having someone that name is out there promoting you and helping you get going, you get a lot of that. That will open a lot of opportunities. You look at Derek Smoke Gina. We may have never heard of Derek Smoke Gina if it wasn't for Roy Jones Jr.
All right, two fighters, they're just trying to feel each other out. Very technical right now. Williams is throwing more jabs. He's a little more active, but Alcox is focused. I mean, he's cocked and loaded, focusing on everything that Williams is doing.
And see, what I'm seeing right now that I'm liking from Williams is the fact that it's his hometown, it's his crowd, but he's not feeling like he has to impress the crowd. So he's taking his time. He's letting it happen as it happens. He's not trying to make anything happen because that will get you in trouble. It's a slow pace right now, but you could tell he's looking for stuff. He's seeing stuff. Good right hand. He's not getting cornered also. He's using the ring well. He's not getting his back put up against the rope. Watch how he spins out of that corner. Watch him get out of the corner.
Does a great job of moving his feet, using his feet to get out of trouble.
Has good body movement. He's very poised for a young man. That's what I'm good to see. Only thing that I'm seeing that I don't really care for is that he's fighting with his left hand, his jab hand low. He's coming in, jabbing to the body, and when he comes in and goes out, he's exposed for a right hand. But that's another thing that youth and speed you can get away with.
Okay.
And look who he's trained by. Roy Jones Jr. got away with that his whole career.
Yep. Good counter left hand by.
Yeah, good right hand.
Yep. Good action to end the round.
Yep,
good action to end the
enough to
round.
steal the round for Williams.
Yep. Real good action to end the round.
And this is the difference between the inexperienced guys earlier. They were going in getting it on. This fight here, you got experienced guys looking for something, setting up something. That's the difference to people that are not boxing fans, because they'll think, oh, it was a boring round. No, it wasn't. These two guys know what they're looking for, and they know what they're doing, so they're taking the time, looking for openings, see what they want to set up. I like to look at Williams in the corner, see how fresh he is and relaxed. He's like he's just sitting home watching TV. You see a lot of young guys breathing hard on the stool, and they're confused. They don't really know what to do. They're listening to the trainer, but they're not really paying any attention to him because the head is in the crowd.
Gotcha. Well, let's see what round 2 brings. If we could get a little more action, see if LaShawn Alcox can pick up the pace on his side. Maybe he's seen something.
Alcox does remind you of a little of Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall was strictly business.
That's exactly who Alcox is. And again, Alcox fought in Charlotte in November against Levante Early. It was Early's first fight back in a year, but he gave him a little bit of a challenge. So this is not a pushover, even though the guy comes in with the 1-4 record. Alcox can fight.
One thing I noticed that Alcox doing is he fights with his chin up in the air. Sooner or later, he may get caught. I see Michael Williams Jr. being a little bit more aggressive this round so far, too. He seems to see what he wants. He's looking what he's been looking for, and he's slightly a little bit more aggressive. He's trying to make things happen, and he's doing it still behind the jab. That's a good thing.
Yep. He always works behind his jab. Which is actually impressive, like you said, for a 19-year-old.
What I will give him credit for, like I said earlier.
Good exchanges. Good exchanges. Both landing flush.
Like I said earlier about him jabbing from the outside with his hand down, his left hand down and in and out. He does check his chin. He does check his chin good. Whenever he goes in, if you watch, he checks his chin.
Good quick hands by Williams Jr. Showing some speed and quickness right now. Even though he's finding his shots, he's looking for what he wants.
I like the fact that he's mixing up too to the body. He's not only throwing head shots, he's throwing good right hands to the body, jabs to the body. He's mixing it up.
Alcox throws a lead left and then follows with the right. Just
good
misses.
jab to the body. Williams has good ring movement.
And not just good ring movement, but he times it well. He doesn't just move to move.
And he circles back to the center of the ring where he wants to be, because he has room then to move at any angle, backwards, forward. And also he has, if he catches Alcox, he'll fall. He's not going to be able to grab the ropes.
Williams Jr. lands a good right hand to the body. Oh! It's a slip. It looked like Williams landed a left hand and Alcox slid across the canvas. It was called a slip. It was not ruled a knockdown. Very poised, very calm corner. One voice from Roy Jones Jr. Very focused fighter, listening to Roy.
That's a good thing when you got a person, we'll find out what kind of trainer Roy is. Hopefully he's as good as trainer as he was a fighter. The thing about it, that's the difference. When you have a trainer that you know have been there and done that, you will listen to them then because you know they know what they're talking about. They've been in it. So that's a good thing with Williams Jr. having Roy Jones Jr. as his trainer. You know, it's not one of those guys that sat on the stool that have never boxed trying to tell you to do something. And it may be the right stuff, but you really don't feel as confident as you would knowing that it's a guy that's been in there that's done it all.
Right. Here we go to start of round 3.
Alcock came out with a little showboat.
Yep, coming out a little busier. On his toes a little more, moving around. So tell me what you think of this, because Williams, tall fighter, fights in a very wide base. Advantages, disadvantages of that.
The advantages is how he's using it. He's using it well. He's using it because he's still straight up, waist up, his upper body is still straight, he's still tall, and he's still lanky. And the thing about it as the advantage also, he's able to get in with better shots to the body because he can just crouch at the knees. He's already got his legs a little spread. And he's not too wide, so his stance is so wide that he can't move out because, as you can see, he's just like a spring. Every time that Alcock goes over, he's side to side or he's the backwards forward, whichever way, so he has good movement. He just has a nice, even build, you know, so he's not really exposing himself with too wide of a stance. It's just he's just maximizing the perfect use, all of his use.
Alcock's landed his best punch of the night, a right hand, counter right hand.
Did you see that? Williams just caught Alcock with a straight, short right. And I think he did it, measuring it. He's doing it as a measuring stick right now. He's not really putting much on it, but that's the old Michael Moore, George Foreman fight. He landed a couple rounds when he seen that he could land it. Then he just kept doing it until he caught him right, and then he sat down on it.
I think you're
and
right.
See, there it goes again.
Found something because he's really throwing that thing now.
And this is the thing, once again earlier, you know, where the later rounds, Alcock might can take it now, but in the later rounds, 6, 7, 8, you know, he won't be able to absorb those punches as easy. Now he's turning southpaw. Let me explain what that means. When you're fighting a fighter and he switches southpaw, in his mind, he feels that you were getting the best of him, so he did something different. So I would always tighten down on a fighter at that moment because then he'll switch right back to the situation where he knew you would get the best of him.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't switch if something was working for you. So, and the good thing about it.
Oh!
He caught him.
Alcock's caught him with a quick left hand and knocked Williams Jr. down.
Now I hope Williams Jr. is relaxed and ties up. That was the bell.
That was the bell. It was at the bell.
Yep.
At the end of round 2. At the end of round 3, Alcock's caught Williams with the short.
That was the Oliver McCall, as you said. You know, you don't really know what to expect.
Oh, it was a right hand, a big right hand.
Right on the chin.
Wow.
But see, now we got to wonder, is Alcock going to take advantage of that by not bum rushing the young boy and trying to set up something to get it again, because he has plenty of time, you know, a few more rounds left, or is he going to just come out and bum rush him as if he just got a knockdown and he's hurt and he's going to finish him off, and that be a mistake for him?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think it was, you hear the 10-second bell, Williams relaxed too much?
Maybe,
and
but it's
Alcock
hard to
saw
say.
that, or do you think they just stood there and exchanged and Alcock's just caught him?
I think it was just a good shot, you know, one of those times, just close to the end of the round, it was just a good shot.
Well, here we go.
And once again, that's another good test for young Williams because, you know, he got up, he's fighting, and he's more aggressive now. He's sitting down on his punches more now, trying to demand respect.
You're right. Williams Jr. does come out more aggressive, really stabbing with that jab. Where before he was just pawing, throwing different speeds, he's really throwing that thing out there now.
And the difference is Avcott's not doing anything different. He didn't do anything to set that up. It was just the perfect shot at the perfect time.
He looks like he's willing to exchange with Williams Jr. So maybe he has no respect for his power, or is that just who Alcox is as a fighter?
I've never seen Avcott before, but that could be true. You know, if you doesn't feel any punching power. Oh,
good left hand.
Good shot.
Good left hand by Williams Jr. Pushes Alcox back, throws him off balance a little bit. Oh, right hand by Williams Jr. Williams Jr. is now trying to find the target a little bit more, being a little more aggressive.
See, if Avcott is a strong puncher, this would be a good experience fight for Williams Jr. should he win, because he'll learn to deal with the power and realize he don't have to knock everybody out. He can sit back and outbox the guy and neutralize the power.
And there it is again. Alcox switches back to that southpaw stance. He's right back to the orthodox stance.
Because nothing was working for him. The last few seconds, Williams Jr. was picking him apart. So he switched because he wanted to do something different. But then he realized that didn't work because he got hit as soon as he switched. So he switched right back.
Williams Jr. is really flicking that jab now. Catching Alcox in the shoulder, in the chest. I mean, he's just landing that thing.
He don't know, Avcott don't know what to do now. That punch was just a lucky punch. He don't have any game plan now. He don't know what to do. Good right
hand by Williams Jr. Alcox tries to shake it off, but he's staying on the ropes. Another right hand by Williams Jr.
And that's the same right hand that we spoke about earlier, that he was tapping him with it.
You said he was measuring it with it.
Yep. And now he knows he can land it, so he's
good counter right hand by Williams.
Yep. Avcott is hurt. Avcott is hurt.
Oh!
Good right hand.
Oh, big right hand. Alcox tries to catch his mouthpiece as it's falling out his mouth. Williams Jr. lands another right hand.
I hope Williams Jr. he maintains composure.
Now that was a good round. Very good round. Williams Jr., after the knockdown in the third, comes back in the fourth, fights real aggressive.
Avcott does have the Oliver McCall look now.
He's definitely got an Oliver McCall look.
Maybe we won't see a nervous breakdown. I noticed that Williams Jr. has the amazing cut man, Skip Crumpler, the box father. Skip's been around. He's been around,
and Skip's worked a lot of corners from Vegas to Atlantic City.
And I like Skip because he learned on the job. We go all the way back to the early 90s in the amateur days. Skip also has some good fighters as well. They never got the credit they deserved. Like I said, being out of North Carolina, a lot of fighters, they never gave him the credit that was due. But Skip had a lot of good fighters.
Alcox comes out pumping his jab. Double jab, jab to the chest.
He has to be a lot more confident now, even coming back after the knockdown.
Williams Jr. is still walking him down.
And the thing I like now is Williams Jr. has raised his hands now.
Still throws that hand and leaves it down. Throws that left hand and leaves it down. And pulls back slowly. So he's got to be careful of that.
If you watch, though, he does something that's good by doing that. I mean, his hand is down, but he tucks his chin a little bit. So if someone does throw, he could roll the shot off of his shoulder. I like the fact that he's a good feiner. That's something that I never really did as a boxer until late in my career, because I would be fighting, I would forget about doing the feints. The feint sets up a lot of stuff. Good shot.
After Alcox lands another double jab,
there's
Williams
that right
counters.
hand again.
Yep, there's that right hand. He's finding a home for that. Williams seems to be settling in, getting comfortable.
I see a right hand coming. I see Williams setting up that right hand again, that lead right hand. I see. Oh, ooh.
Oh, did he get caught again?
Yep.
Acox caught him again.
He
Williams.
caught him, but I think it shook off quick. I don't think he hurt him bad that time. This is a good fight for Williams Jr. to have.
You know, going into it, Williams Sr. said, you know, ignore the record. This kid is tough. This is a great challenge. He didn't even want to take the fight at first, but to satisfy some of the people in North Carolina, because they say he faces such soft competition, he's like, I'm taking this fight. We're going to prove that. Oh, what a right hand.
Good right hand.
Acox is tough. Acox is tough. He's trapped in the corner.
And, you know, that's a good thing, too, that the father's confident. But at the same time, I hope that he doesn't worry about what other people are saying, and he bring his son along as he should.
Ooh, good right hand by Acox. Acox got his attention. Kind of back Williams Jr. up right there after Williams Jr. was landing. There's Williams Jr. back with the left hand. A good left jab to back Acox up.
Yeah, if you have a young guy that you're bringing up, you don't need to worry about what the crowd is saying. You know, he's a good fighter. He's learning. And the thing about it is, you don't want him to get beat up, so that when he does get to meaningful fights, that his body's been broken down and beaten. So you know, he's fighting competitive fights. He's fighting a man with two hands.
2 hands and a heart.
Yep.
This kid is tough. He's really tough. So.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
Good fight.
Every fight tonight has been evenly matched.
Yes.
Every fight. We've only had 2 fights that one guy had a little bit more skill and was able to make it a sort of one-sided difference, but it was still a competitive fight.
So here we go. We're going to go into round 6. Let's see. Is Acox going to be more aggressive, or is Michael Williams Jr. going to come out, pump that jab, and look for that right hand that you said he's been setting up for a little while?
I'm expecting Williams to continue with pumping the jab. You know, he got a good team. He believes in his people. And I don't think they would let him go in there and get wild and get caught. Because you've already seen a couple of times that Alcott could catch and hurt him. So why would you want to take any risks? You want to keep it safe, establish the jab, work behind the jab, let Alcott open himself up.
What I am noticing about Acox is that he is getting more comfortable with countering off of Williams' left-hand jab. As soon as he's throwing it, Acox is coming back with a 1-2.
And that's the veteran part of him. He's saying that, you know, if you hit me with the jab and you're bringing it back low, I don't have to see it. All I got to know is as soon as I feel it swing.
Just start throwing.
Swing. It's like you're pulling the trigger on my counter. He got hit again with a right hand because of that left hand is low.
That's exactly it. And again, right off of the counter off of his jab.
And see, this is the thing that I brought up several times tonight. Williams Jr. is taking those right hands now. But when you get into 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 later rounds, your body will not be able to absorb those punches the same way. So you may get dropped and you may not get up from it.
Gotcha.
So that's why you try to minimize how much your body does take leading up into the later, longer rounds. And especially more competitive fights where you got stronger guys, like we seen earlier with the one guy was just physically stronger than his opponent.
Yep, Maurice Winslow.
Yep, Winslow.
Good right hand by Williams Jr. But what I am noticing about this round is that Acox is throwing a jab that's pushing Williams Jr. back. And not just, you know, a light push. Good right hand.
Good right hand.
Might have hurt. He really hurt Acox. Acox is in trouble, but he's fighting back.
I don't think he's hurt. I don't think he's hurt from it.
Oh, what a right hand by Acox to answer.
You know
The
what?
left hand by Acox.
That was a good shot, and Williams
Acox is
Jr.
awake.
took it.
Williams Jr.
Williams
shook it
Jr.
off.
took a good
Right
shot.
back to the middle of the ring. Boy, they are exchanging now. So if you're waiting for the action, it has started. A fight just broke out.
I like the fact that Williams Jr. took that shot, too. He took it. Good right hand. I like he's mixing it up. That's good. He's mixing it up, keeping him confused because you don't know where he's going to throw next.
Here we go, 10 seconds in the left. Oh, there they go, exchanging again. Both big hands. Acox is just chasing and punching. Both
like
guys
that
landing.
Williams
Williams
took
keeps
that
his
good shot.
poise. He takes the shot and he stays poised.
That's what I like. He took the big shot, he stayed poised, and he kept fighting the same fight he was fighting.
Exactly.
He didn't feel like he had to prove anything to the crowd that he wasn't hurt. He was a little off balance there, like to slip down.
Yeah, they were just brawling. Acox is trying to force him into a firefight and then see what happens. He has more confidence in his power than he does. He doesn't think Williams can hurt him.
Yeah, Acox is definitely not trying to win a boxing match. He's definitely looking for one big shot, feeling that he could take out as from the knockdown. He feels he can land one big shot and catch Williams Jr. and finish the fight.
Yes.
Acox would not be the type of guy you'd want to put a young guy in with that would want to brawl.
No, not at all. Here we go, round 7. Williams Jr. throwing that right hand again that you said, that rangefinder. Acox, aggressive, ran into the body. Williams Jr. walks him right back to the middle of the ring where he wants all the action to take place.
It's good to see him doing that at such an early stage of his career because I'll never forget it. I was fighting an amateur fight. I had a guy beat, and I was up against the ropes. The guy was hurt. He fell into me, and he was holding the ropes. And Benjamin McDowell, which was the golden, Goodwill Games golden medal winner, he was a very good amateur fighter. He saw that fight, and he told me after the fight, he said, look, keep a guy in the middle of the ring, because if you hit him or hurt him and he fall, he can't grab the ropes. He won't have anything to hold on to. And I always remember that, and I always try to share it with people. But Williams is doing a good job. He stays in the middle.
Shot by Williams.
He stays in the middle, so if he catches the guy with a good shot, it's going to be a knockdown.
Williams is placing that left hand to the body now and following up with that right hand either to the body or to the head.
That's a good thing that Williams is doing. He's still mixing up his shots. Jab at the body, jab at the head. He's leading with that right hand, so Acox really don't know what's going to come. You can see a little Roy Jones Jr.
Nice right hand by Williams. Oh, another right hand by Williams. Slips underneath. Walks Acox back to the ring. Ropes. Comes back to the middle.
See how good that feint work he just did?
Yep. Good body work by Williams Jr. now.
It's amazing how Acox does really resemble Oliver McCall so much. Good right hand again.
And Williams Jr. is just placing his punches now. As long as he can stay out of trouble, if he jabs, get that left hand back, move his head.
See, the same thing also goes for Acox. He's eating a lot of straight right hands that he may not be able to take in longer later rounds.
Right.
Williams Jr. does a good job of getting out of the corners and keeping himself out of trouble.
He does a great job. As soon as his back touches the ropes, he's spinning one way or the other, getting out of trouble. I have to give that round to Williams Jr. He was just a little more active. His ring generalship is amazing for a 19-year-old guy. Like we said, every time he gets his back on the ropes, he's spinning one way or the other, forcing the guy back into the center of the ring. Also, he was in a little bit of trouble earlier. Acox landed a couple body shots. He stopped him and forced him back to the ropes, forced the referee to stop the action.
He's showing a lot of good things for a young fighter. The good thing, even now, this is the next final round coming up. He's still fresh on the stool. He still looks like his mind is where it should be. He's not worried about, I didn't get a knockout, I want to impress the crowd. You know, he's still doing what he's supposed to do.
All right, here we go.
I expect we may see a dog fight. We may see a dog fight this round. We may see a
dog fight. Acox may realize, hey, this is my chance.
Yep. I would expect Acox to be the type to come out and jump on him and make a dog fight this round. Because boxing's not going to get it done for him.
No. Acox really has a stiff left hand.
This is the thing that inexperienced fighters do. In a situation like what just happened, a veteran fighter would take advantage of the guy being off balance.
Acox just walked away when he had a chance to do something to Williams, who was stumbling around a little bit after that.
Yep, he could have landed. He could have scored a knockdown. Could have put the fight up for jeopardy. You know, with rounds being
two
close.
Knockdowns. Yes, that's right.
It would have been interesting to see the score if he would have rushed him and got another knockdown.
Yes. Acox is focused and
He's
stepping
landing
in.
a decent jab too.
Mike Jr. does a good job getting back to the center of the ring where he needs to be. The only trouble he ever gets is when he's alongside the ropes. That's where he got knocked down. Good sweeping left hook by Acox. Surprising.
Acox is game now. He ain't gonna be nobody's doormat.
No. Ooh, body shots. Woo. Williams Jr. just landed a 1-2 to the body.
It was sort of like a kidney shot because Acox turned himself and he put himself in position to get caught with that.
Oh, Williams Jr. is feeling it now. Oh, a big right hand! A big right hand puts Williams down! A big right hand!
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh! Williams Jr. is out on his feet.
He's in trouble. Acox is going to try to take him out. Acox is going to try to take him out. He is in trouble. He is in trouble. Acox should, he's in trouble. He's still hurt.
Acox is throwing him around because Williams Jr. is still out on his feet.
He's still hurt. He's still hurt.
All this touching, I don't get.
No, I would have hit him. I would have took him out right there. Acox is going to blow this fight because he's trying to be the nice guy now.
10 seconds left. Let's see what Acox has left in him. Is he going to try to put him out?
It's going to really be something with
He's going to try to take him out, but Williams Jr. is going to find a way to move. Oh! Big right hand at the end of the bell.
It's still going to be interesting with this score. This
scoring, 2 knockdowns by Acox in an 8-round fight.
Oh, that could be big.
There might have been 1 or 2 rounds that you can say, I can give him to Acox. Wow. Man, he just unloaded that right hand.
He was hurt.
Williams Jr. showed a lot of resiliency getting up from that big right hand because he was hurt. Flush.
And that's the thing, hopefully, that they'll look at the drawing board, go to the drawing board on him. You know, that's coming from jabbing with your left hand low, bringing your hand back low.
And it was the second time in the fight.
Boom.
The second time in the fight, the exact same punch.
And he got hit with it several times, But it's like I said, in these
In the
6,
later
7,
rounds,
8
as you
rounds,
said,
you
yes.
cannot take those punches the same way you can take them when your body's fresh.
1, 2, 3. Yes, like you said, 1, 2, 3.
Here it goes. Here it goes. The left hand's down and boom.
Boom! God! That was a big right hand.
We used to say that it was like you start the fight, and every time I hit you with a body shot or something, it throws a shovel full of sand in your bag. And as the fight goes on, the bag gets heavier and heavier. So you can't carry that bag the same in later rounds.
That is a huge analogy.
And it's a close fight. Michael Williams Jr. should have pulled it off, but hey, you never know what the judges saw.
Like I said, 2 knockdowns. You get a couple of close rounds and an 8-round fight.
It could be a draw.
This is going to be real interesting.
It's going to be a good learning. It's definitely a good learning
experience. A lot of folks
for Michael
are going to
Williams
find
Jr.
this interesting.
Good learning experience.
Going to the scorecards. Michael Williams Jr., LaShawn Alcox for the WBF gold belt.
Ooh, forgot about all of that.
That's a title fight. This is a title fight. The WBF welterweight title. Williams Jr. was already the youngest WBF welterweight title holder. Let's see what happens tonight. Here we go. We're going to turn this over to Bruce Foster.
The bad thing it was exposed tonight was that Michael Williams Jr. can get caught with a right hand. More veteran fighters will look to that. The trainers will sit them on that. If you get hit with a jab, throw a right hand, even if you see it or not.
Yep. So here we go. Let's turn it over to Bruce Foster. Find out who is going to hold the WBF gold belt.
Just up in the air. It's up in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for us two warriors? After 8 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge number 1 scores this bout 77-74. Judge number 2 scores this bout 76-74. Judge number 3 scores this bout 77-74. Your winner by unanimous decision and new WBF.
Well, there it is, a unanimous decision for Michael Williams Jr. 77-74, 77-74.
Man grabbed the mic and they talk shit or something. They snatched the mic and they cut the mic off. See, look. They cut the mic off.
A great performance by Alcox. A great performance. Well, Donnell, tonight was a great night of boxing. I mean, like you said, from fight 1 to fight 7, we had some great fights. And just to recap, in our first fight, John Hartzauer over Miguel Torres in the unanimous